This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we continue our quest to become the one in Best of One. And we are playing one of the try-hardiest, most try-hardery, grindery decks that you can play, which is Temur Adventures. When cards got banned, most of the pros on their podcasts and their Twitters and their Twitches were saying, now is the time. Temur Adventures is going to take over this frickin' meta, and you can see why. It's a bunch of 2-for-1s and ways to draw more cards and make more cards. Lucky Clover and Edgewall Innkeeper just run this engine where you put 20 adventure cards in your deck, and you get multiple effects from them to make them even better. And then, you know what? They just take over the game. How you actually win is kind of an endless, grindy, amorphous affair where if the opponent actually does stop all of your average-bodied creatures, that's a lot like playing limited. You just keep throwing bad creatures at them till they die. If that doesn't work, we have a combo, Fling and Expansion in the sideboard. You just fling a Beanstalk Giant at them. How do you access your sideboard in Best of One, you might ask? Fae of Wishes. So, you've probably seen this deck before. If this is your first time seeing this deck or watching my channel while I play this deck, it's all about that wish board, and that's why it's kind of a perfect Best of One deck, because accessing the sideboard with Fae of Wishes is something I love doing in other decks. This deck does it again and again and again with Lucky Clover. So it's the wishboardiest wishboard deck. Temur Adventures basically plays these 20 adventure creatures, the Innkeeper and the Clover. It's got 26 land. You can run a few more than that if you really, really want to. I lied. It has 27 land. You can even run more than that if you want to. Escape to the Wilds. It is a super value card that people try to cram in a number of decks, but it works in this one. It works because it is so cheap to play the adventure spells for their adventure cost or for their straight up cost, and it's super flexible. So you actually get a chance at playing and using all 5 of the exiled cards from Escape to the Wilds. So that's why it's good here, not that good in most other decks. And then for the 2 flex spots where literally I think it could be land and you'd be fine, I'm running Aether Gust. Aether Gust has become sort of consensus. You see it on a lot of pro lists. I'm not even sure who to credit it for running the Aether Gust first in these spots. This deck has been around such a long time, I don't know who to give deck credit to. But I will say that the person who put it on the map by winning a major tournament was Aaron Gertler. I didn't go snipe exactly what he's running right now. I kind of tinkered the 1 or 2 slots, but it's been almost the same deck he played for several months. So Aaron Gertler on Twitch and Twitter is a source for your Temur Adventure knowledge. And I still find the best decks in the format to be red and green. On the Arena Craft podcast, we talked about that. So I think Aether Gust is still main deckable. In this deck, at worst case scenario, you can reset some of your adventure cards, or you can discard it to Fae of Wishes. So pretty easy. The sideboard is that usual wishboard combination of cheap interaction and expensive haymakers. Redcap Melee for the red deck, Shadow Spear for the life gain, or for a Dream Trawler, permanents lose hexproof and indestructible. Aether Gust because it's Aether Gust, Disdainful Stroke for expensive stuff, Negate for control-y mages, Fling, the kill, Return to Nature, all the other obnoxious stuff that could pop up. Domri's Ambush, it's a good removal spell for planeswalkers, and you usually have bodies around because you're frickin' adventures. Flame Sweep, get them all dead. Storm's Wrath, get them all dead. Escape to the Wilds, the 4th copy is in the sideboard so you can fetch it if you actually need it. Ugin the Spirit Dragon, go way over the top, exile all their goodies, sweep them hard. Expansion to copy the Fling to do extra damage if your opponent got up to 50 life because they play Uro. Mass Manipulation to steal all of the things. If they're going to make a good board, take it all from them. And 1 Fabled Passage, because believe it or not, sometimes you need to fix your mana by fetching land, which I'm into it. In the mana base, we have 10 Shocklands. 2 of them are Steam Vents because it's the least useful because you need a lot of green mana in this deck. And we have the Power of the Triome, which is the newest card in here, unless you count the Ugin. M21, we got no time for that. So, I've pretty much presented the deck. I'm going to get some housekeeping for Cool Kids Club out of the way. And by that, I don't mean any disrespect to it. I usually put these things at the end. But I am so full of appreciation for this, it goes in the beginning. So more people hear your name. Apparently mentioning that there's a donation link in the description that people can use actually encouraged people to use it, because I've never received so many YouTube donations as I have in the last 24 hours. So a big thank you to MYTHIC and to Prometheus Official. A big thank you to Whitey, and also an all-timer. I don't know if I'm supposed to say how much people donated, if that's cool or not, but this is an all-timer for YouTube donations by far. Thank you to Drax1978 for a mega donation, and I am humbled and I appreciate it very much. And after that moment of real, let's get back to baseless confidence and dive in. And let the adventure nonsense begin. It doesn't have any value engines, but it's all of the greatest hits of the adventure deck. Let's get started with the 1/1. On the play, we might get a few points of damage in, and there probably won't be a great target for these on turn 1 from the opponent. It's a good opportunity to play the Triome. We also might draw a third untapped land and just say, we'll play the Triome another day. This is mono red. They play mono red. How's your hasty goblin feel, baby? How does it feel? Tell me now, how do I feel? If I draw an untapped land, I'm sitting so pretty. Like grossly pretty. No rumbles from the Dodger. Okay, that's fine. Hell, I'll even throw one at you. That's how strong I'm feeling. That's how good I feel about this. Stone Coil. Now there's one you don't see out of this deck every day. I mean, do they have Everquill Phoenix for Mutate? They could. Roar. 5/5 ready. Roar. Annex, of course. Let's attack first to see what they do. I think being aggressive here is good. Let's try to wear on their life total. They take it. Alright, so in that case, I think we want to shock and Beanstalk Giant and have a combination of Bone Crusher or Brazen Borrower available and use them well. Do we need another green? Not really. We need more blue. Alright, they're going to have the Embercleave mana no matter what. Could bounce the Cleave. Yeah, let's make them commit. No, we'll just put one here and we'll put one here, because we want to trade with this. And we want the opponent to have a reason to put the Cleave on the Annex or they miss out on all that damage. So they're going to target the Annex, and then we're going to bounce the Annex. At least that's my prediction. Yep. They still had one extra mana. They could have made this unblockable. Down to 16. Do they have another play? Lighting the stage. I guess they get the free equip now, but we have the Bone Crusher Giant. So let's play our second Lovestruck Beast. Let's play our Triome. Let's attack with these two. Try to keep the pressure on the opponent. If they have to start blocking, we will be in a much happier place. Of course, all they have to do is kill the 1/1, but that means they have to spend a spell killing the 1/1. So that's a big deal. If they try to equip the Serpent, I'm gonna shoot that thing. Yep. 3 mana down the drain. And 10 points of power, 11 points of power attacking on 8 life. So they can play the Fervent Champion and equip it, but they're going to have to chump block with it. And they go with a Robber. Sad Robber of the Rich. Yep. Take a dive, buddy. It's probably better to play the Brazen Borrower and the Bone Crusher Giant with the opponent at 2, but sometimes you just want to say beefcake. Beefcake! 10th Street Dodger, sure. Yeah, get in there. Do your thing. Sometimes you just want to see one more card, man. Sometimes you just gotta see a few more cards. Alright, red deck, take your lumps. I've never used the attack all deck button against a red deck so much as I did in this game. Just bash. Just bash and smash. Oh, don't rope me now. Red mages, nemesis, enemy. However you want to phrase it. The red deck is my enemy. On the draw, I mean, I don't know. If our opponent's 1-2-3 aggro, this is not a good hand. If they're anything like ramp and mid-range and stuff, this hand is good, just fine. So, I don't know. We'll see. Gutter bones. Aggro. Let's get the Triome on the case. Attack of the Butter Bones. And now we Paragon? No, we Squad. We could play the Edgewall Innkeeper, but we could also play that next turn off the Beanstalk, so let's just Brazen Borrow that Gutter Bones, try to slow them down. They might also play a very large creature, so let's see what they do. Like a Spawn of Mayhem or a Regisaur is a good borrower target. A Yaya? Yeah, that's fine. Some kind of Black Devotion list. And again, we see pretty good Mythic performance, so some interesting decks floating around. We can go fetch another green and play Lovestruck Beast. I guess that's the play. I don't like fetching another green here. The other option is we could just drop the 5/5, but the Beastie's pretty good. There is another option that I don't like, which is Edgewall Innkeeper and the 1/1, and then the opponent has to spend their turn killing the Edgewall Innkeeper, or I draw cards next turn. I don't like that, so I guess we're going to do the forest-focused approach. Next turn we have Lovestruck Beast Innkeeper, draw a card, which might put a stop to some of the damage. But yeah, our plan needs to be put a bunch of beef slabs on the battlefield. Wow. Get it. And the opponent knows their plan. They are the beatdown. They are going to be aggressive. They drew Priest. That's a good one. It's a really, really good draw. Ooh, we can go get Red Cap Melee to kill it. Or just get Flame Sweep and take one turn of Priestness. But they've got the Ayara. It's so much damage. But yeah, we could just fetch a Storm's Wrath. I think that's better than throwing away cards to the Priest. But we're going to take so much damage. It might cost me the game. We get the Storm's Wrath because of the Ayara. The Flame Sweep won't be enough. Alright, hold on to your butts. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. I always wonder on plays like that, did I just sacrifice the game because they probably have so many ways to drain and get little bits of damage through with their Scorpions, call the Death Dwellers, stuff like that, that by just taking this much damage, am I giving up, you know? Can I no longer win? Down to 7. There's a Yaya. Down to 6. They can get back Gutter Bones and play it. Down to 5. Enforcer. Okay, that leaves a body behind. That's obnoxious. We draw a Brazen Borrower. We could reset the Priest, but I think every turn we let this go on, it gets worse. We could shock the Stomping Ground down to 3. I don't think so. We're going down to 4 from the stupid Enforcer. Urgh! How dare they have an Afterlife card at a moment like this? Alright. At this point, I feel like I have to use my mana every single turn. And if they spend part of their turn killing this, good. That's less time that they're spending being aggressive. So there you go. Clover's not bad. Let's play the Clover. Let's hold the Brazen Borrower for their threats, and let's play a Fae of Wishes 1/4 for a block. We've got to get some life. We've got to go get a Shadow Spear. And we have to have a presence on the board. No! Whenever it or another black creature enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1, you gain 1. Okay. Crap. 3. Bouncy. Bouncy. Virtual 2 next turn. So if I discard 2 cards and granted this turn, I don't have a blocker, so I have to get a blocker set up. Maybe we just go in for the escape. But that won't get us... It's really unlikely that escape actually gets us what we need. We need a blocker on the field so that we can bounce Fae of Wishes and go fetch Shadow Spear. And we need a 1/1 if we're going to attack with the frickin' beast. I guess escape's the only good option because... like, any way I play out this group of cards, we lose. No land? Oh my god, did I need a land there? I mean, it is a lot of removal. The 1/1s might really matter. Crap! Crap. The Bastion, no. Alright. Down to 2. How do I block things without killing things? I guess I have Borrowers, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this Borrower is an Adventure Borrower. Oh my goodness, did I just draw that? I did just draw that. Shadow Spear can come down and equip a Fae. That gains 2 life. This thing is very much on narrow margins. If I do the Fae of Wishes thing, though, I lose all this. What the heck, man? How bizarre. I think it's the option that keeps me alive, though. What if I use Fae of Wishes and I bounce both of these? Can the opponent burn me out? Probably not. Like this. And then I also get the Lovestruck Beast, or I get the land, right? Alright, bad math is gonna cost me if I mess up here. Bouncy, bouncy. So I am dead to a 1-drop creature. Maybe, and I'm possibly dead to a land. I don't know, Banehound, man. I don't know. Banehound, I'm dead anyway, aren't I? Down to 1. They had it. They had it the whole time. Because they drew the land off the top. They had it the whole time. Oh my goodness. What a... Here we go again. Opponent opens on Knight of the Ebon Legion. Something. Gonna play my edgies more aggressively. That is what I have resigned to do. Yeah, this is not looking good if we draw Aether Gust. So this is Temur Flash, it looks like. How best to play against it? Like, do I need to bounce something with Borrower right frickin' now? I feel like I might. Like, we can't let them get too far ahead. Let's not attack. Let's not give them a free trade. Okay, they pass. So if they pump this Knight, we have the Brazen Borrower, but we shocked, so they're going to be scared too. Just the threat is enough, it looks like. So maybe that's what we do, we just keep the threat. See if we can do a Heart's Desire, or if the opponent will counter it. Okay, they let that resolve. Shock again, keep the threat. Keep the threat of bouncing your toy. Yeah. Alright, if they attack, we can go for a double block. If they go for the pump, we can bounce. If they go for the removal spell, we can bounce. Or we can just let them have it. But yeah, we want to force their hand into using their mana. If they just accept this deal and their Knight dies, I'm fine with that. Opponent really thinking about it. I think at this point they should trade with the Innkeeper and call it a day. But then they have no pressure. And they do have to pressure our deck, because the whole deck is an engine. Give it enough time. It will overpower you. Ooh, they go for the pump. Bounce. They can definitely replay the Knight here. But then I get to play the Beast. Untapped land is frickin' sweet. Top of the deck has some land. And we'll see if the opponent plays Ritual of Soot in their Knight of the Ebon Legion deck. It's possible. Anything's possible. This Knight of Ebon Legion right now is being a 1-card deck. You want to trade with the Beast? Costs you 3 more mana. Yep, Knight of the Ebon Legion. So their play, the only play they've made since the beginning of the game is playing Knight and pumping Knight. Mutate, Zaggoth Mamba. Didn't see that one coming. That's really good against the Innkeepers. We should draw cards while we can. It's always, I mean, it's nice to ramp. Maybe we do want to ramp with one of them. I usually try to hold these until we can hit a Clover. But I guess here we will ramp it up. If the opponent blocks one of the Innkeepers with the Mamba here, then it's like we traded the Mamba for one Innkeeper, whereas if it mutates twice, it can kill both. So that's why we attack with the Innkeeper. You're hoping to get a trade out of him. Unsuccessful. Oh man, I didn't think about the octopus. The octopus means they get to attack and draw a card. Grr. I guess I should have held back the 1/1. Low IQ plays. That is not okay. It will be okay, but it is not okay. Hemiphage. Alright. Yeah, big mistake. Alright. Time to find an answer to this mutation thingy-majiggy. When we get to look at our top 5... Okay, we found a Bone Crusher Giant, but that's not good enough, because we don't have a Clover. And we have Fae of Wishes, but that's not good enough. We don't have anything really worth playing this turn. We are in trouble. Big trouble. Alright, make another 1/1, I suppose, to block. Play a Triome. And another Triome. So do they have a way to give this flying? I'm trying to think of one. I don't know a lot about the mutates, but they might. Let's just hold this back. Let's hold it all back. I guess if they do mutate it with flying, they just kill this anyway. So that I should have attacked, but I don't know, man. These mutate decks are weird. Alright, so they attack here. That we're down to 3. We have 3 Phase of Wishes. They have untapped mana. If they run any kind of counterspell, there's a Clover. So if we play the Clover, play the Fae of Wishes, I guess we can also get a melee. Let's see if this resolves. There's some stick. There's the Granted. If they have another Sea Dasher Octopus, that blows out the ambush. So that's not very good. Gust doesn't hit it because it's blue. Fling? Do we fling here? I'm definitely taking the melee. But what's the other card? What is the other card? I could grab a Negate or Disdainful Stroke. They're probably going to play the Octopus post-combat, right? So we need something for the Octopus too. I guess it is Fling. It really is Fling. Okay. I guess we try attacking first. We also still have a Bone Crusher Giant. I did forget about that. If they had the Octopus, they would have done it, right? Because they would have won the game. So they don't have the Octopus. Alright, they're clicking around. Tense moments. What on earth do they have? Ah, that just feels bad, man. Losing those. But we've still got an instant speed removal spell in the Fling. They go with a Serpent. 8. Almost enough to play Beanstalk and fling it. Oh, I guess we can fling the Lovestruck Beast. And they left 1 mana open. Why? Why? What does that mean? What does that mean? What's the one card? Fertile Footsteps. Let's get some land. Gotta replace the one we gave up. Lovestruck Beast. I'm just gonna try flinging at that thing. I want it dead. What do they have? I need to know so I know how to block. Unsummon. That's what they had. Okay. They have wishes. We can go fetch something next turn. That would cost 6. And then we would have 5 left over, possibly 6. So it has to be a good answer. Return to Nature, that can get rid of the Stonecoil Serpent. And then Shadow Spear can equip the Brazen Borrower and try to get us out of trouble. Yep. Okay. I wonder how many unsummons they run. Am I going to need an Escape to the Wilds after this? I don't think I need these lands. I may as well hang on to the Escape to the Wilds. It's so many more options. Alright, Return to Nature. They bounce it again. I guess that's fine. There's no way to play around the unsummon. So, we'll grab that. Grab this. See if they want to bounce the Borrower. Okay, no unsummon this time. It was a bluff. That gets us some breathing room. Some much needed breathing room. Mamba, they mutate the Hemiphage onto it, and we're back to no breathing room. It's back to scary again. That Hemiphage can be so much damage, and it has Death Touch, and we draw the Borrower! Gasp. Let's Beanstalk him. Play Fae of Wishes. Wait till the opponent tries to mutate onto the Hemiphage to prevent the damage from it. Raise and borrow my Beanstalk Giant. Okay. Pouncing Shore Shark. Deny. Deny the Shore Sharky. Mutation. Bounce the Mamba. Bounce the Hemiphage. They can replay the Mamba. They don't get to bounce anything off the Shark. But that Shark's going to be a problem. Do I have to Fae of Wishes fetch again? I might have to. And they say go. They do not commit the Mamba. They've got something else in mind. Oh no. Oh no, that Shark. What do I do? What do I do? Escape into the Wilds is pretty likely to find me another solution. And I don't think it's that likely that they can kill me if I play my cards smart and have a lot of defense. Alright, let's go for it. It is possible they have a negate. No. Not this time. Clover? He asked. Green, 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 green. So as long as we have 3 green, we're fine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I ran out of basics. Gasp. It's just enough, though. I think if I try to equip up the Shadow Spear, the opponent has another bounce effect. So we're going to play the Innkeeper. And we're going to play the Lovestruck Beast. And yeah, hope for the best. All the defense should be pretty hard to attack through, even with a Mamba and a Shore Shark. Yep, there's the bounce effect. Trying to keep me from gaining that sweet Shadow Spear life. The Shark comes in. I think we just throw all the 1/1s in front of it. Don't really need them, and if I can kill the Shark, that's freaking amazing. And if the opponent has to play a bounce spell or something to save the Shark, then they had to use their mana on that instead of mutating the Hemiphage and trying to drain us out. So it puts pressure on them. I don't want to block with the Fae of Wishes because we might be bouncing and casting this again next turn as for ways to stay alive. Yep, there's the mutation. Bouncing a token to keep the Shark. Mamba, yes. Hemiphage, the Mamba. Drain for 1. Kill the Innkeeper. Yep. Is it Ugin time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 4, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, then 4, 6. Yeah, it can be Ugin time, but not if I equip up the Shadow Spear, which I think I should do just to gain some life. Maybe it's Storm's Wrath time instead. I think the wind is almost out of their sails. And once they run out of stuff to do, they're dead. I could shock for the Ugin. That would drop me to 5. The opponent would have no board facing Ugin. If I'm doing my math right. There's probably safer plays. How about Mass Manipulation? Steal both of their things? Ugin. Oh, we're out of basics. Never mind. Storm's Wrath, I suppose, and what? Negate? Disdainful Stroke is probably good. So we do this. Ugin next turn. Think the tokens. Play the tap land. Disdainful Stroke open. All Escape from the Wilds cards played. 21 cards in the library. And yes, appears the opponent is mainly out of gas. They've shown that they have a lot of bounce spells, they have flash creatures, so I don't know if this is actually going to get there with Shadow Spear, but we're going to try. A little life can go a long way. Bingo. Alright, they know about the Ugin. If they have an answer to it, make them use it. Bolt them. We want to keep Stroke up, so let's play Lovestruck Beast. And the land, and go. Brazen Borrower coming in hot. Double Borrower. Can they kill me somehow? No. The all-green hand. This is going to be great. Easy keep. Easy keep, because we're gonna draw Beanstalk. Freaking giant. Let's hold off on the beast. Let's play Clover into Beanstalk. Boom. Another mono black deck. So many of those lately. Regisaur. Well, if I had an Embercleave, I'd be afraid. They need to find a way to give it trample. Otherwise, let's see. This is going to fetch 2 lands. I had wanted them to both be blue, but I actually need green mana. What if I make 2 creatures block and then Bone Crush it? That kills it. Demonic Embrace. Crap. That's game. Oh my lord. And dead. The Dino Hug is it. What do we need to draw? Another Bone Crusher Giant? I suppose that is it. I can put out a Fae of Wishes to try to survive for a turn, but if they have a removal spell, I'm just dead. No Brazen Borrower off the top. No, not like this. Alright. Alright, blue for the Fae. Yep, green for this. Oh yeah, they're full of taunt. Cute. Yeah, you really got me. Sometimes you go for the Dino Hug and it works, guys. Sometimes it just works. All they need is a removal spell that kills the Fae of Wishes, and they got me. And even then, I need to top deck. Yep, high quality game of Magic. It's been that kind of day. I can take it though. It's alright. It's definitely a hand. Am I going to get mana screwed? Are you going to do me wrong? I also have no interaction, so I'm actually reliant on blocking. So I'm going to get a position on the battlefield with a 1/1 here. And then we'll play Clover next turn and then see what happens. Mono red again. No Steamkin. Like, I said no Steamkin, but I have no Borrower. I have no... I got no nothing, man. I've got no Brazen Borrower and I've got no Bone Crusher Giant to stop this runaway Steamkin. Oh no. Not like this, man. Alright, take a hit. Red mana located. Do I just shock and have a 5/5? I guess so. But I think we're about to meet the Embercleave. Not much you can do against that hand on the... Oh? Okay, Torbranch, it could have been worse. Definitely could have been worse. Trades. You get 2 creatures that both get Torbranch buffed, but we get 2 Lovestruck Beast tokens to try to block them. Alright, so next turn, possibly Fae of Wishes, Red Cap Melee. This turn, make the nerds. Yeah, this turn they get to play their whole hand because of Steamkin, so... This is not okay. Yeah, backup Annex. Had a bad feeling about that. Draw no removal, win no game. 0 on Bone Crusher Giant, Brazen Borrower, and Aether Gust. Absolute 0. Weird slow roll there. And then no attack. Okay. Interesting. Fae of Wishes. Let's go get a Red Cap Melee for one of probably the Torbranch. And let's get a Storm's Wrath. Well, Storm's Wrath isn't great. It's just that Annex, right? But what if we kill the Annex? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers, so we can block 1, 2, 3, 4, take 6, kill the Annex. Yeah. We don't have double red, though. That's a problem. It's a big problem. All right. This is bad. Let's grab a Flame Sweep. Mountain off the top and no Castle Embereth here, and now they're getting busy, but the opponent gets 2 exiles from the Robber of the Rich, which is land. No, not the Aether Gust, no! Oh, but they're gonna let me block. They're gonna let me block, but they can stop the red cap melee. No! Oh, I didn't think about the Aether Gust. I should have done this first. Stupid frickin' Aether Gust. Are they gusting their own Torbran? What? Red Mage doesn't know how to play Aether Gust. Best day of my life. Alright, so we want the Flame Sweep here to get everything, and we can do that. That was an oops, if ever I have seen one. So if we block like this, Flame Sweep gets all this and we take 6. And we keep the Beast. I can't believe that. This player's never played with Aether Gust before. You can target your opponent's spells, that's why it's good. I'm sure they've been gusted. Oh my goodness. That's just kind of... If that's not classic Red Mage, tell me what is, right? Tell me what is. May as well just do it now. Torbs is here. So, I can discard 2 cards to the Fae, recast it, and then I can have 1 mana left over, but I already used my melee. Or I could try to find an interaction source with the Escape to the Wilds, and I think that's potentially better. We found the Gust. If we let the opponent draw, they might be able to do 4 damage to our face. Let's play this so we can attack with the 5/5. Do we Gust the Torbran? Or do we Gust the spell the Torbran draws? I think we just Gust the Torbran here. And I think we just do it now. Don't get them a chance to top deck a burn spell. I mean, they put it on top last time. Okay, the bottom now. Okay. They draw another Annex. Hot fire from the opponent. Alright, with 2 mana, we can have a Domri's Ambush for this Annex. We can return it to nature. We can also grab a Shadow Spear and get ready for that game. I think we just get the Shadow Spear, right? Another Aether Gust, actually. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, an Aether Gust makes sure that we get through another turn. And then we Shadow Spear next turn. Add it to the Red Mage Moments highlight reel, man. And we are back for the post-games wrap on the deck. And Temur Adventures is still a very good deck, but I don't think it's a great deck. I think it is fine. And in Best of 1, it gets to use the sideboard and the wishboard and all that stuff, but it has a problem. It has a problem that we've talked about on the channel before. In Best of 1, you are either creatures or you are sweepers. There's not a lot of room for both. Temur Adventures is one of the best at being a deck without sweepers, and it's a deck with creatures, but in the end it's a mid-range deck, and the decks that go super hard, you just don't have enough interaction to stop them. If you don't have a hand with multiple Bone Crusher Giants and Brazen Borrowers, you just fall behind. If your Lovestruck Beast doesn't stick to the table, you get run over. Cards like Embercleave don't particularly care about the power and toughness of the cards that you play if they're combined with something like Annex that's very, very strong. So, the deck still just has these draws where you're on the draw, you play a couple value cards like Innkeeper, Clover, Fae of Wishes, and you die. And that's the end of the story. It's possible a Best of 1 version shouldn't play cards like Escape to the Wilds. It's possible it should run more removal and more interaction. And maybe that's what you should try if you're going to Best of 1 this, because I still don't think this is a great Best of 1 choice. Let's have a look at the stats from today. Adventure, 10-7. Anytime you're above 50%, I would call it a good deck, but not great. Not what you need to rank up if you're in Mythic, and if you're not in Mythic and you're trying to make your way to Mythic, you'll eventually get there on a 58% win rate, but can you do better? I'm not sure. I definitely felt like the deck was really coin flippy. Like there's a lot of RNG to what happens. Maybe that's Escape, maybe that's the sheer amount of land, the ability to flood or get color screwed because of the amount of basics, but it just never felt good. Every single hand, there were some hands where I looked at it like, oh, I definitely win. And it was usually hands that had a lot of these. Honestly, it was the hands with Innkeeper, Clover, and like one other adventure creature or something where I looked at it and I was like, I might just die. And you'd think these are the key cards to the deck, but really, I don't think you just want to only draw these unless you're against control, which didn't play any. Didn't play any ramp or control, so that probably has 100% to do with my opinion. Anyway, adjustments to the sideboard. The Ugin it's fine, but you can cut it. It's not important. To be honest, I just wanted M21 represented somehow. I really did. And I think I want another 1-mana play, quite honestly. A Mystic Repeal for an Annex would be really fun. So I'd probably make an adjustment like that. But Temur Adventures is a very safe choice. It will always be a good deck. It's going to be almost completely rotation proof. You can replace the Shocklands with some Temples and Fabled Passages. And there you go. Your deck is ready for rotation. And yeah, other than Aether Gust, you'll find something to put in there. Just some removal spell. All right. Thank you for watching this video. And as I send it off for the cool kids, it's about the sponsor. CoolStuffInc.com. Hold up. Where are they at? Bring them back. Bring them back to the intro page. I don't know when I shut them down and turned them off, but CoolStuffInc.com. Promo code CGB5 for a 5% discount. Double Masters. Releasing soon. We're going to be opening some of it on my stream. I'm not a pack opener guy. I don't know how to do that well. I just open it and show you what's inside, and I try to find mini games to play with chat. So yeah, Twitch stream 4 to 6 Eastern, Monday through Thursday. But seriously though, Cool Stuff Inc., thank you for sponsoring the channel. Promo code CGB5. Double Masters is expensive, so if you buy it, make sure you get a discount. Don't buy it if you can't afford it. Should go without saying, but have a nice day.